So apparently some African borders were created as a joke. This one right here, this geographic eyesore, this protrusion in the northeastern corner of Namibia, this thing, as a kid, I used to look at it when I looked at the map of Africa, and I wondered, what the heck is this and how did it happen? This is the other thing that I used to wonder about. What is this? Anyway, back to this. This is known as the Caprivi Strip, also known as the Okavango Strip. And this thing actually was a mistake. It was a hoax. It was a joke played on the Germans who'd occupied Namibia by the British occupiers of Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Botswana. And we'll talk about it. So this is a map of Africa after the Berlin Conference of 1885, where they sliced Africa up like a cake. And as you can see here, the Caprivi Strip did not exist. This was German Southwest Africa, today known as Namibia. And the other German colony was German East Africa, today known as Tanzania. Okay, so the Germans needed access to the Germans here in Namibia needed access to their other colony in German East Africa. They did not want to go all the way this way through the Indian Ocean. They wanted an inland route, easier access, more efficient access to manage both of their colonies. All right? So for the Germans, a solution was to strike a deal with the British occupiers of Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Botswana for access to the Zambezi River. The Zambezi is a mighty African river that flows from Zambia. It flows through several African countries like Angola, Namibia, Botswana, and Zimbabwe. It straddled Zimbabwe's border with Zambia, and this was going to be the solution. So the Germans here would get on the Zambezi and follow it through Mozambique into the Mozambican Channel in the Indian Ocean, and they would have easy access to present-day Tanzania, their other colony. Now, what the Germans did not know is that this was a joke, because on the Zambezi, on this same river, lies the Victoria Falls. And the Victoria Falls are one of the largest waterfalls in the world. So how then would that same river be navigable, be useful to them to get from their one colony to their other? This was going to be useless. The Zambezi was going to be useless for them. And so after extending this, their border lines and calling this a Caprivi Strip in order to get access to the Zambezi, this whole endeavor, this whole project proved useless. It was a joke, basically played by the British on the Germans, and they fell for it, and they decided, you know what, it doesn't matter, we'll keep this thing, we'll keep this random these random borders anyway, even if it hasn't helped us solve the problem that we were looking to solve. So in the end, there was the issue remained, and the borders that were created from that issue that the Germans had also remained. And right now, today, this is used as a national park. And as we know, 60% of Namibia's land is still owned by the former colonizers. And that is how one of the weirdest African borders came to be. That's the story. All right.